Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some exciting rumors that have Indiana Fever fans absolutely buzzing. Stephanie White, the woman with the plan, is apparently looking to make some big moves this offseason. We're talking about potentially signing not one, not two, but 10 free agents. Could this be the year the Fever return to championship contention? Let's find out. Now, let me tell you something, folks. The Indiana Fever, for years, have been an afterthought in the WNBA. But the arrival of Caitlin Clark has changed everything. We're talking about a generational talent who can take over a game. Now, the Fever are a destination for free agents. She's a walking highlight reel, scoring at will and dishing out dimes. We're talking about a complete 180-degree turn for this franchise. They see the potential and want to be a part of it. This is what happens when you draft a generational talent. Now, let's talk about the backcourt, because that's where things could get really interesting. Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever's current star guard, is already a certified bucket getter. We're talking about a player who can light it up from anywhere on the court. A walking 20-point-per-game scorer. But imagine her playing alongside Caitlin Clark. Talk about a dynamic duo. Mitchell's scoring prowess combined with Clark's playmaking abilities? That's a nightmare for opposing defenses. We're talking about pick and rolls that will leave defenders lost in space, backdoor cuts that will have the crowd on their feet, and enough firepower to outscore any team in the league. This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is the kind of pairing that can transform a franchise. Mitchell and Clark, two dynamic guards with something to prove, ready to take the league by storm. And the best part? They're both still young, still growing, still learning the game. Imagine the possibilities as they develop their chemistry, as they learn to play off each other's strengths. The Fever could have the most explosive backcourt in the WNBA, and that's not an exaggeration. Now, let's talk about the front court, because that's where things could get really interesting. Nneka Ogwumike, the 9-time All-Star and former MVP, is reportedly considering her options in free agency. And guess what? The Fever are rumored to be right in the thick of it. We're talking about a dominant force in the paint, a player who can score, rebound, and defend at an elite level. She's a proven winner, a leader, and a player who would instantly elevate the Fever's championship aspirations. Imagine Ogwumike anchoring the paint alongside young stars like Nydia Bailey and Queen Egbo. Talk about a formidable front court. They would dominate the boards, protect the rim, and give Caitlin Clark all the space she needs to operate. This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is how you build a championship contender. You surround your young stars with experienced veterans, players who have been there and done it all. Ogwumike to the Fever? It would be a game changer. Hold on, folks, because we're not done talking about the front court just yet. Satou Sabally, the versatile forward for the Dallas Wings, is another name that's been linked to the Fever. And let me tell you something, this would be a match made in basketball heaven. We're talking about a player who can do it all on the court. She can score inside and out, she can handle the ball, she can defend multiple positions. She's the definition of a modern-day basketball player, and she would be a perfect fit alongside Caitlin Clark. Imagine Sabally running the floor with Clark, finishing fast breaks with authority. Imagine her spacing the floor, knocking down three-pointers, and creating driving lanes for her teammates. This is what I'm talking about, folks. This is how you build a team that's both exciting and effective. You add players who are versatile, who can impact the game in multiple ways. Sabally to the Fever? It would be a steal. Now, let's talk about a potential move that would send shockwaves through the WNBA. Kelsey Plum, the sharpshooting guard for the Las Vegas Aces, could be on the move due to salary cap constraints. And guess what? The Fever are rumoured to be a potential landing spot. We're talking about one of the most dynamic scorers in the league, a player who can light it up from anywhere on the court. Imagine her teaming up with Caitlin Clark in the Fever backcourt. Talk about a scoring duo for the ages. Plum's range and accuracy, combined with Clark's playmaking ability, would create an offensive juggernaut. Opposing defenses wouldn't know what hit them. This is the kind of move that could instantly make the Fever championship contenders. Plum's scoring prowess, alongside Clark's all-around game, would be unstoppable. Plum to the Fever? It would be a blockbuster move. And it's not just the fans who are excited about the Fever's potential. Erica Wheeler, the veteran point guard, recently spoke about Caitlin Clark's impact on the team. Her vision is incredible, Wheeler said. She sees passes that other players don't even see. She's going to elevate this team to another level. And you know what? Wheeler is right. Clark's court vision is off the charts. She's a pass-first point guard who loves to get her teammates involved. But she can also score when needed, which makes her even more dangerous. With Clark running the show, the Fever's offense is going to be a thing of beauty. Fast breaks, backdoor cuts, pinpoint passes, you name it. This team is going to be fun to watch. And the praise for Caitlin Clark isn't just coming from within the WNBA. International stars like Gabby Williams and Kia Nurse have also been impressed by Clark's game. She's a generational talent, Williams said. She's going to change the way the game is played. Nurse echoed those sentiments, saying, Caitlin is the real deal. She has the potential to be one of the greatest players in WNBA history. That's high praise coming from two of the best players in the world. It just goes to show you the kind of impact that Clark is already having on the game. Chapter 8. Tina. Charles says, Caitlin Clark is going to boost WNBA viewership. Even WNBA legend. Tina Charles has weighed in on Caitlin Clark's arrival, saying, she's going to bring a lot of excitement to the league. She's going to boost viewership and get people talking about the WNBA. And you know what? Charles is right. Clark is a star, plain and simple. She has that it factor that draws people in. She's exciting to watch, and she's only going to get better. With Clark leading the way, the future of the WNBA is bright. Chapter 9. Stephanie White, architect of the Fever's Resurgence. Now, let's give some credit where credit is due. Stephanie White, the Fever's head coach, deserves a lot of praise for the team's resurgence. She's made some savvy moves, both in the draft and in free agency, to build a competitive roster. White has shown that she's not afraid to make bold moves. She's willing to take risks, and it's paying off. The Fever are on the rise, and White is the architect of their success. Chapter 10. Fever fans say, this is our time. And let's not forget about the fans. Fever fans have been through some tough times in recent years, but they've remained loyal. And now, their patience is starting to pay off. The excitement in Indiana is palpable. Fans can sense that something special is brewing. They're packing the arena, wearing their Fever gear with pride, and making their voices heard. The Fever are back, baby. Outro. The Fever are heating up. That's it for today's video. What do you think about these potential signings? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more updates on the Indiana Fever and the WNBA. See you next time.